My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Welcome, and happy Thursday. Man, I am so excited to be here in the midst of everybody losing their mind. I am blessed. I'm probably going to freak Jay out by moving this mic. I am so blessed to be able to come here every day because you know what? I have to force myself. I have to make a choice every day to get up and put on my game face. Let's get going. Sometimes I'm shouting at myself. Time to crush it. Sometimes I'm cranking some music. Sometimes I'm just driving around being grateful. And we're going to talk about all of that today as soon as we get started. On the show today, we are going to talk about laughing. Let's laugh. We are going to talk about freaking out. All the freaking out going on. We are going to talk about journaling. Cup of Joe is going to be about confessing your sins. Don't turn me off. This ain't what you think it is. And finally, we have as a guest today, David Colby. He is the president and CEO of the South Lake Chamber of Commerce and a dear, dear friend of mine. I was just sharing with him how grateful I am about the information I have managed to get through my association with the chamber. We had their site up. It said stay calm a minute ago. I don't know what happened to that. I'm going to put that up. Oh, excuse me. Stay calm and shop local. And that's one of the many things we're going to talk about today. We're going to get a local business update, how some of the chamber events are being affected, and how some of the local community businesses are being affected. We heard from Congressman Spano. He gave us kind of the 30,000 foot view. David is going to give us the local on the ground situation. So you got to stick around because you know what? The small businesses are still here. They're still operating, just like Jay and I are not going to give it in. I've got interview guests all through the next 3 weeks. We are here to stay and to work. So tune in. We're going to go to commercial break. When we get back, we'll get started. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
Are you tired of having drugs or alcohol ruin your life? Do you need to get off pain pills but still maintain pain relief? My office in Tavares has programs to help you. While not covered by insurance, program fees are affordable. My name is Alan Zupkin. I'm board certified and have helped thousands of patients achieve these goals. Please call me for further information.
Burgerum, located in the Epic Theater Shopping Plaza on Highway 27, is the premier destination for gourmet burgers. Using only the freshest ingredients, Burgerum offers a variety of burgers, salads, wings, and a whole lot more. Beef, chicken, lamb, fish, and even veggie. Burgerum has something for everyone, no matter your dietary preference. Burgerum, millions of possibilities, endless combinations.
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. And welcome back. Okay. Love to hear from our sponsors. All local businesses, all small businesses. We're not talking large corporations here. People that need your support. And again, we're going to talk about that. Okay, what's first on the agenda? Let's laugh. It's actually National Let's Laugh Day. It's also the first day of spring. Absolute gorgeous morning out there. I've actually felt a little bit bad for all the people that lost their spring break plans because it has actually been an amazing week here in Florida weather-wise. I'm just trying to enjoy a little bit of it. Unfortunately, many of the parks have been closed, so it's hard to enjoy the day of spring. Look, maybe this is our time to take a breath and to understand maybe we should be getting back into our own back and front yards. You know, when I was a kid, when you went out to play, you didn't have to walk to the park. You know, walk to the park was where a picnic happened on the weekend, right? It wasn't a daily thing. You played in your backyard. You didn't have to have the Jungle Gym set put up by the city. You did what you did, and you didn't need a splash pad down at the lakefront. You turned on a sprinkler. Heck, if you didn't have a sprinkler, your dad sat there and hit you with a hose. So just want to say that this might be the time. Now, because it's first day of spring, though, I wanted to talk about Let's Laugh Day because there's so many people just losing it. I can see it on their faces whenever I go out, when I get coffee or go out. And yes, my wife and I have gone out. We have not gone out as much as we normally do, but we have gone out. And that's the key. The businesses are still there and still open. Your grocery store might have adjusted hours, but you can still go. Laugh today. Look around you and see what's funny. I've actually talked to a few people. They make a little Corona joke and they go, "Oh, this is serious. Maybe I shouldn't make it." No, you should make a joke. The more serious it is, maybe the more you should be joking about it. Look, in the Bible it says, "I have not given you the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power and of love and a sound mind." And that's the key to laughing. You don't have to take everything so seriously. Heck, if our media wasn't hyping things so bad, I don't think we'd be in a 10 spot. I don't think it's as bad as they're making it out to be. Just my opinion. Laugh today. Look, you want to celebrate Let's Laugh today? Tell a joke, post a meme, get together with some folks and just have fun and talk about good times or some silly behavior. All right, that actually leads me to freaking out. People are freaking out. My wife and I went to Walmart just to pick up a couple of things. Actually, I more went to see how crazy people were, and they did not disappoint. The Walmart crowd never disappoints. We're walking through, and I mean the predictable things. People are stocking up, right? Like the world is good. Okay, eggs, I get it. I mean, they're a little bit perishable, but you put them in your fridge, they'll last. Why'd you have to clean the place out? I mean, seriously, are people suddenly eating more eggs? Are they going to be cooking more quiche? Bread, I get. You got kids home, they're going to be eating, but even the convenience foods are going. Cereal aisles, empty, ridiculous stuff. Candy aisle, almost empty. The thing that has really surprised me was we were at Walmart. The entire aisle of canned beans was empty. Garbanzo beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, baked beans, completely cleaned out the cheap stuff, the expensive stuff, and it suddenly dawned on me. Well, that's why people have cleaned out the toilet paper, because they're feeding their kids all of a sudden beans. Look, you don't need to freak out. You get a week, 10 days worth of food, a week, 10 days worth of toilet paper. When the initial panic is over, people are going to stop going to shelves. And in my opinion, I actually talked to somebody this morning, and they made it a great point. They said, we're Americans. We're generally a pretty positive people. We're going to need proof. When we don't know people, when they're not dying, in droves, and people are going to start peeking out of their houses, it's going to be hard to contain us. And I just got to say, I agree with that. We really need to stop freaking out. It's okay to go to, okay, so you want to do a full handshake? Do a fist bump. Oh, yeah, the elbow? Come on, please don't approach me with an elbow. I mean, that's just dumb. Anyways, stop freaking out. Winston Churchill said the only thing we have to, was it Winston Churchill or FDR? I think maybe it was FDR. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Fear will make you do dumb things and make your situation even worse than it is. All right, journaling. I know we're going to talk today. I told you we we're going to talk about this week. We're going to talk about the whole layout of my journaling process, and I will continue this and wrap this up in the next week. But today we're going to talk. We talked about being grateful. And I'm not going to beat that. I mean, be grateful. Write down what you're grateful for on a daily basis. Step 2, after you've been grateful, confess your sins. Now, I come from a spiritual approach on this. I'm talking to God when I'm journaling. But my recommendation is it's still still applies if you don't want to do it in a spiritual manner. I suggest you do, but even if you don't, confess your sins. What are your sins? What did you do wrong yesterday? You know, I define a sin as anything that by action or inaction harms me or those around me, the people that I love. So if I bring harm to people, that's a sin. But here's the reality. If you made a mistake yesterday that harms your business, if you didn't do something or you did something you knew you shouldn't have, it's a mistake and it counts as a sin. It helps to write those things down and then commit to not making that mistake today. Nobody's ever going to be perfect. I've been doing this for 13 years. I've never had a lack of things to write mistakes that I made the day before down on the paper. But what it keeps me from doing is maybe making that same that same mistake day after day after day. Confess your sins in your journal. You won't go wrong. All right. Now, that's it for that. We are going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we are going to have David Colby, President and CEO of our local South Lake Chamber of Commerce with us. Don't go away. You need to hear this. If you want to know where to go, where to do business, why you can come out of your house, you don't need to be shut up in the cave. You need to stay tuned. We'll be back in a second. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
The best things in life aren't items we can grab and hold. They are the moments that grab and hold us. Moments that captivate us, inspire us, and enrich us. Moments that bring joy, strength, and peace. At Sing Insurance and Financial Services, we help you to treasure these times by being there when life's most difficult moments arise. Through our services, you will find independence, flexibility, health, and security that will prosper and protect your life. Whether you are driving that new car, buying that new home, opening that new business, or building a new family, we provide you the peace of mind and freedom to enjoy life's best things. Your next moment is waiting. Are you ready?
$50 West, pre-leasing now in Claremont. A first-of-its-kind commercial development in the Southeast. Contact us today to reserve your spot in this historic development. 50 West, unique, quality, Class A. For more information on leasing, contact Ashley Punn at 407-403-4165. Karen Arlano at 407-948-0767. Or visit lease@50west.com.
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. Welcome back. Glad to hear you. You know, he said mic's up and I moved my mic. I am classic. All right. David, welcome. Welcome. Oh, wait a minute. Here, I just told people we could do the fist bump. I guess it's too late since we shook hands, all right? I'll spray that. I'll soak that hand in sanitizer later. Just need to wash our hands. You know, Dave and I have been friends for a long time, and he's always breaking my chain, pulling my chain at chamber events, because we're both from the Massachusetts area where New England does. We're hardcore, classic New Englanders.
We don't always say our R's.
That's right. We come from places like Manchester and Concord.
Worcester.
Boston. This is David Colby, President and CEO of the South Lake Chamber of Commerce. He is on the board of New Beginnings. He is the Vice President of the Lake County Chamber Alliance. He is a very active member in both the state and national chambers of commerce. I wanted to bring David on to talk. Originally, he was going to come on and talk about their upcoming golf tournament, but there have been some changes. So as usual, Joe has lucked out. I have booked guests well in advance, and it turns out that circumstances in the world or locally have turned to talking about a more serious subject. Very apropos. David, tell us a little bit about how you became the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. I mean, how did you get here?
Sure. Well, I've worked for other chambers of commerce. I graduated college in 1991 and graduated college on a Saturday and went to work as a membership director for a Chamber of Commerce in Massachusetts on that Monday. So I worked as a
wow, that's you. You were on the ball.
I had met the.
You must have had contacts.
I did through an internship. I had met the president of the Chamber of Commerce, cool. And he's still a good personal friend. And I went to work for the chamber and was there for a few years. And then I had an opportunity to be a CEO of a small chamber, Watertown, Belmont, outside of Boston. Was there for a few years, and then I went to the Berkshires in Western Massachusetts. Was there, and then for the last dozen years before I came here, I was in upstate New York. I was in Columbia County, based in Hudson, New York, and I had been there. Really enjoyed it up there. Beautiful area, but we decided to make the move and come down here in 2016.
I'll bet the Watertown Chamber is much larger now than when you were there, because you said a small chamber, and I'm thinking, in Watertown? It's expanded its reach a little bit, and that was because you were there, I'm sure.
We work to help them out.
Yes. So you've been here since 2016.
2016, I moved down with my wife and two kids, and we've really enjoyed the transition. It's just a great place to live, the quality of life here. We came from a beautiful area. Great to live up north for about 6 months of the year, but we're really able to enjoy a year-round lifestyle here in Florida, and have met some good people, good organization, and have really enjoyed it here.
So the Chamber today is a very dynamic organization, very inclusive organization, and you've heard me say this to you before, and I've said this to my viewers before. I have been a member of several chambers, and it tends to be very cliquey, and you don't always feel included. You know, but our chamber is not run by the same 12 guys that have been here for the last 29 years. It's very inclusive, and it spans the people who've been here for 30 years as well as the people who've been here for a year, 5 years. You know, I can't tell if it was always the case. What was the greatest challenge when you took over?
Well, there's always challenges, and there's transition over time. We're a different chamber than we were 5 years ago, and we'll be even a different chamber. You know, we're certainly not your dad's Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
People think about, the old school Chamber of Commerce, a bunch of guys in plaid sports jackets smoking cigars.
Yeah,
but we
with thin ties.
we have a really dynamic group. I think it starts with having a great board of directors and a great staff. I'm very, very fortunate to have a couple of great people that I work with every day. Amanda Netherow was on the show not too long ago. She does a fantastic job with all of our marketing, communications, events. She's just fantastic to work with. She's a great joy to work with every day, as well as Shahan Rahman, who handles all of our membership efforts. So those two people, getting to work with them, and they're very responsive to our members. And so we realize that we are in business for our members. That's the type of nonprofit that we are. We're only here because our members pay dues to the organization. We're an agent of our members. We're here to advance community, advance our members, and work on behalf of our members. And we're a very open organization as far as having people involved, and we're always trying new things. So we're very blessed to have a group of people that wants to get involved with the organization. So we get involved on the event side, but we're also involved in the issues that impact the community. And we also have a great networking opportunity to advance things in our community with other leaders, elected and appointed officials, the school department. So we're working with a lot of different audiences and trying to move the community forward.
Do you know, I think one of the things that's so unique about South Lake, and again, I've talked about this on the show, is that there seems to be such an air of teamwork and cooperation that Mineola is not necessarily, it is a separate entity with a vibe of its own, but it works in conjunction with Claremont, who works in conjunction with Groveland, who works in conjunction with Montverde, that with including Mascot. The smaller communities are not ignored, and I think that certainly the chamber is a big piece of that.
And we're blessed to have a lot of people that have a regional approach, and the communities don't operate in silos. And in the northern part of the county, each individual community has their own chamber of commerce, and they're focused on issues here, that right in that city or town. But here, we're focused more regionally, and the people really care between the different communities. So talking with elected officials in Mineola, they really care what happens in Groveland, and they see what happens is going to positively influence the entire region. So we are the South Lake region, and we do work on behalf of all of those communities, and we do have close connection. We have somebody from each of the different cities serve as an ex officio position on our board of directors, so we get to hear on a monthly basis from the different communities what the different issues are, and it really helps us as an organization to move us forward as one united community.
And again, one of the things that I have personally found about the chamber was not just building the business relationships, but those business relationships really lean as much on relationship as business. When I had a health issue, people from the chamber reached out to me on my Facebook. It's, when I'm struggling, when I had an issue at the Taste of South Lake. Yes, Joe fell out because he didn't drink enough water. Okay. And, people were really praying for me and reaching out to me for the next couple of days and making sure I was okay. And there's a lot of that back and forth.
That's really what it's all about is the people. It's not just, a nameless, faceless business.
Right.
It's the people that are behind those businesses and connecting those individuals and moving the community forward. You had mentioned that we're not an old school chamber. There was a time probably 20 years ago when the chamber would be involved with business issues, not community issues.
Period, yeah.
But right now, we're in an environment where community issues are business issues, and to advance the community, you can't have the community move forward or the businesses move forward without impacting the other. So we're really focused on issues that can move the entire community forward. That's why we care very much about working with our school system and our local nonprofits, because we all are in this together.
So your program's actually locally, and again, I can't speak before you took over because I switched my business here actually in 2016. So, that 2016 into 17 was my first real exposure of working in the South Lake area. I've been a member, lived here for about a year and a half now. So,
and we don't try to compare ourselves to how the chamber was before.
Right.
That chamber, did a great job for the issues
for that time
they were facing then, and it's now a different time. So we're continuing to move forward.
Well, the only point I was going to make is that, that I see part of a lot of what the chamber events do are really part of the community heartbeat. And, you had a couple of events. Let's talk about the golf tournament. You were originally scheduled to come talk about the golf tournament, and we've had to make some changes.
Yes.
Tell us what's going on with that.
So the golf tournament's a great networking opportunity. It's a fun way for people to get together, and it allows people to network and get to know each other on a different level and have a really fun day. It's a great event, and because our golf tournament was scheduled to be on April 3rd, with everything going on, we're not able to have it then. We're going to move it out. So we're looking into the fourth quarter of the year to host that event. We're still looking at the same format. We're looking to host that once again at Sanctuary Ridge. Nice local course. We bring in businesses and restaurants and have a nice local feel. It's a fantastic day, but we're just having to shift that.
I think that one of the benefit to this, because I'm all about the silver lining, right? The benefit to this is going to be there's time for your business to get involved. That there are some things that we are running up on a time crunch and some deadlines on, but because we've had to push the golf tournament, that you have time now to put that in your schedule, in your budget. People sponsor teams, they buy individual tickets. Tell us how that works.
Yeah, so you can be a golfing participant. You can sign up as an individual. You can sponsor a team. You get a little discount if you do a foursome. You also have the opportunity to have signage on the course if you want to be a tee sponsor or a hole sponsor. You can have a little display and have things for people. A lot of times businesses will partner with a restaurant, do a food tasting, provide some information, maybe do a little game. So it's just
at the hole.
Yeah.
So, see, that's kind of fun.
So before people tee off, they get an opportunity to interact, and it's a lot of fun.
See, I'm not a golfer. I play one game that you use a stick to put a ball in a hole. It's done in smoky bars, and my wife doesn't let me go those places anymore.
Well, we do it as a a best ball tournament. So we could get you in a foursome with 3 other people that maybe did know how to golf a little bit. So, but it's
Yeah, but then they'll hate me, won't they?
Oh, no.
I guarantee you, Joe has no hand-eye coordination. I'm going to bring their score down.
Well, we also have a lot of volunteer opportunities.
Okay.
You could
Maybe
be
I'll volunteer.
You could be a spotter for a hole-in-one
That's
competition
right.
or something.
Maybe I'll do that. Although people have told me that I should probably take up the sport to get some passive exercise as I'm a little older, you know.
Well, we don't want you to hurt yourself or anybody else out there, so we'll find a job for you, Joe.
I think, what is it, Happy Madison? Is it Happy Madison? Billy Madison?
Happy Gilmore?
Yeah, Happy Gilmore. That's it. Happy Gilmore, the golf movie. I'm that kind of golfer, you know.
So
just not as good.
You golf with a hockey stick.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much. I'm going to play like I golf with a hockey stick. Tell us, we got the South Lake Business Awards coming up. Has that been postponed as well?
We're waiting until the beginning of April to make the call on that and decide what we're going to do. But I do want to encourage people to vote. It's a really fun way that people can interact, participate, and choose their local favorite business. We have 62 different categories. So we
Jay has actually brought some of these up. What are one of those categories, Jay? I can't read from that far.
Best newspaper or digital publication.
Best newspaper or digital publication. You know, you can write in South Lake TV. As a matter of fact, please go write in South Lake TV. What else? Best new business. Do you have to be a member for a year before you can qualify? Or
anybody is eligible.
Any member.
Yes, and any business is eligible in any of the different categories. The information that we have is on member businesses, so we seed it with member businesses. But we have a writing category. Anybody can be written in there.
Do you have best television host? Do you have a best television host category?
That might be a category for 2021.
Category for 2021. Okay, we'll look at that for 2021. Think of me.
So we have the voting going on right now. The voting is open until next Monday, until the 23rd. And so we're encouraging people to participate in that. And we will recognize people at our Business Awards. We give away some other awards. We have a few big awards that we give out. Our Citizen of the Year. We have something called the Heritage Award and the Oakley Seaver Award. So we have some other awards that we give out. It's a real fun time, and it will be a trilogy. So we'll let everybody know what the official date is, but we have it booked right now for April 23rd, but we'll be looking at that when we're 3 weeks out from the event.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm believing in faith. Within the next 2 weeks, this is all going to crest and come, and we'll be back to normal by April 1st. The one thing I want to remind people, the voting closes on the 23rd.
On the 23rd.
On the 23rd, voting closes. So get your votes in.
Those will be the winners whenever we give out the awards.
It's whenever you give out the awards. All right. Look, we are going to hear from our sponsors. Again, small local businesses that you should be patronizing. You should be using the small business. And when we get back, David is going to continue with us and give us some of the idea of the impact of Corona on the small local business community. We'll see you in a minute. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors.
Life is better when you're smiling. At Modern Orthodontics, Dr. Alan Wong has changed thousands of lives, helping patients achieve the modern smile with braces and clear aligners. Utilizing digital scanning technology, Modern Orthodontics creates in-office 3D models for clearly modern aligners. Modern Orthodontics is conveniently located in Claremont, Apopka, and Bushnell. Call or text us to schedule your free exam and create your modern smile today.
Your CBD store Claremont provides a wide range of high-quality, full and broad-spectrum CBD products. Topical creams, tinctures, water solubles, edibles, and even CBD products for your pets. From soil to oil, your CBD store Claremont sources and provides third-party lab tests for all products so that you know exactly what you're getting. Stop by your CBD store Claremont today to speak with one of our knowledgeable staff members to find the right CBD product for you.
50 West, pre-leasing now in Claremont. A first-of-its-kind commercial development in the Southeast. Contact us today to reserve your spot in this historic development. 50 West, unique, quality, Class A. For more information on leasing, contact Ashley Punn at 407-403-4165. Karen Arlano at 407-948-2785. 0767 or visit lease@50west.com.
Check out these gourmet deals from Bergeron Claremont, like our daily deals. Milkshake specials. Kids eat free. That's right, kids 10 and under eat free every Monday with purchase of an adult combo. Choose from delicious protein combos like beef, chicken, lamb, fish, veggie, and even the Impossible Burger. Milkshakes are buy one get one free Monday through Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. Stop into Bergeron Claremont today to take advantage of our daily deals, like the Monday Crispy Chicken Combo, the Tuesday Falafel Combo, the Wednesday Angus Beef Combo, and the Thursday Spanish Beef Combo. Gourmet deals from Bergeron Claremont, located just off Highway 27 and the Epic Theater Shopping Plaza. Bergeron, millions of possibilities, endless combinations.
Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors. Okay, welcome back. We are still joined by David Colby, President and CEO of the South Lake Chamber of Commerce, an organization that is very, very dear to my heart, that I'm very heavily involved with. David, give us an idea. I know you and I were talking, and the coronavirus and the shutdown and the don't assemble in more than 10 people. This is affecting all sorts of things in our community, and obviously, we have a lot of residents that work out in Orlando in the hospitality industry. I think people tend to forget we got a lot of hospitality businesses right here in South Lake County. So give us an idea what you're seeing, how this is affecting people.
Well, it's affected people. It's making a lot of people work from home, working limited hours. But we're very concerned with our local businesses, and we want to make sure people know that South Lake is open for business, that these businesses that are serving you, they're still here, and we really want to encourage people to support them as much as they can. People supporting local businesses is hugely important to our local economy. Money that's spent locally is respent in the community. There's a multiplier factor of 5 to 7 times when you spend money with a local business, and those people, the owner of the restaurant reinvest that, the employees spend it. So the more local you can spend your dollars, the better. And it is those local businesses. They're supporting a lot of things. When you think of all the things that are going on in the community, whether it's sponsorship of a Little League team, whether it's sponsoring gala events for nonprofits, many, many things. When the schools do a drive and get sponsorship, it's often the businesses. So we're encouraging our local residents to think about the local businesses that support our community and continue to support them.
And of course, one of the hardest hit is the restaurant.
Yes.
Is the small local, the mom and pop. With some of my favorite restaurants in the entire world are mom and pop shops. It's why we do South Lake Bites, because it's not a corporation. It's not, a big place that's supported by corporate money that can absorb some of the loss. I mean, the employees have a harder time absorbing the loss, but the business is going to be there when the crisis is over. And, so I think it's important that people understand that these people are the ones that are really carrying. It's not the corporations that carry our economy. It's those small business people.
Yeah, we're encouraging people to continue to support the local restaurants, and there's a lot of ways you can do that, and the Chamber is here to be a resource. On our Chamber website, we have something that's encouraging people to support South Lake Strong, and South Lake Strong continuing a strong economy, supporting our local restaurant businesses. So there's a link on there that lists all of the different restaurants. We reached out to all of them the other day, and they're still open. Many of them at 50% capacity. Some are only doing takeout and delivery, but they are here. There was only one restaurant that is currently closed, but the rest of them are in business. They're here and they want to serve our community. So we're asking people now more than ever to try to support these. You can go out and safely get a meal to go. If you would like to buy a gift certificate for a future purpose, give that as a gift. But these
we have this up. We actually have this up over your right shoulder there. This is the list of restaurants. These are adjusted hours are accurate. This has been put together just in the last few days.
Yes,
so.
Yeah. Chamber staff had
I love the
that
concept,
together.
South Lake Strong. We're going to help each other. When Jay is done with this, Jay, can you bring up some of those pictures? I have been actually amazed. My wife and I have been out a couple of times in the last week, and it's this was at Starbucks, and I know they're a corporation, but they tend to be used. They have completely closed down their cafe and shifted over to drive-through only. And can you show that picture of their deck? Yeah. So they've come up with solutions, like they're not encouraging anybody to stay even outside, where outside might have actually been safe. So this is one solution. Now go to those other pictures from the diner. I'm going to give Jay a second. So what I've been amazed at is some of the creative solutions. This is a picture from Papa's Diner. They have closed off. You look over your shoulder, you see how they've done this. They've closed off every other table. And they put tape up. They have signs at the tables. Show the next picture, please.
They're separated.
That's all right. We have a second.
Well, there's some businesses that are doing new things. They're being creative and offering new things. For example, Caesar's Palace, downtown Claremont, they're offering curbside. So they'll go out,
right,
they'll deliver,
hand it to
and
you.
they also now are doing a delivery service.
Right.
That's something they had not
it's
done before.
It's really kind of ironic, and obviously I wanted to say about this picture, notice how by the closed table they picked up all the chairs. You can't sit at that table, even if you're a jerk. Right? Like you can figure out what's going on. The next picture, please. I've actually been taken by the grocery stores doing the same thing. We live in a time of delivery, and maybe people who have never. This is a great picture. They are using paper menus, individual packets of salt and pepper, individual. I even asked for ketchup, and it came out in one of those 2-ounce portion cups, which I thought was great. It's because you're not dealing with 19 people touching the bottle. Mm-hmm. It's the server. So as long as the server is clean, and we would hope our servers are clean, it's and I wanted to show that because I was very taken by the creative solutions that are coming, not from corporations, but because Applebee's didn't hand us a paper menu, and you'd think they probably should have, right? I probably shouldn't have mentioned them by name, but the real creative solutions are coming from the small businessman, are coming from a staff that gets together, and the small business owner is saying, hey guys, this is our solution. What are some of the ideas? I mean, are you seeing a lot of this? And it's not just, it's the cleaners, and I talked to a dry cleaner, and he said he's seeing a change in business because people aren't using business clothes. If they're working at home, mm-hmm. they're sitting in their jeans and their pajamas, right? Mm-hmm. So dry cleaning's off. What do you suggest people do? How can we best help support that other than going out?
Well, we encourage people to keep the relationships that they have going right now and know that those businesses that you're working with are still in business, and try to look at some of your other relationships where you might be doing something a little bit further away. There's opportunities. There's a lot of great services here in the community. So people are having a little bit more time on their hands. They're not commuting as they might have been before. So we're asking people to take a fresh look at the community around them and these local businesses and see what it is that they offer. And a lot of these businesses, they are getting very creative and serving their clients to the best that they can. So really looking to try to bring everything as local as possible. There's a really great value in having local relationships. I know, for myself, having a local eye doctor and all these different relationships that you have, they're people that live in our community and they care about the same things that we do. So by just re-examining their relationships and thinking about that multiplier effect, that the money that you're spending, if you're spending that dollar in Lake County, it's a lot better than spending it in Orlando.
And the truth is, you're probably going to save a little money by spending it locally as opposed to spending it in Orlando. Because we are a smaller community and our prices are set a little mm-hmm. differently according to what our market will bear. Mm-hmm. I know that my son and I were talking last night about going to a movie because you get bored, right? I mean, you got, it gets to be 4 or 5 o'clock. What am I going to do? I've been sitting around most of the mm-hmm. day. Well, I wasn't sitting around most of the day, but, people in general. And it turned out what we ended up doing was doing something on to mm-hmm. getting takeout from a restaurant. And here's the thing, for the money I would have spent on 2 tickets and mm-hmm. popcorn and drinks at the theater, which is a large corporation which ain't going anywhere, we got to feed 3 of us in front of a movie and have enough leftovers for 2 more meals.
Yeah, there's some incredible deals that you can get right now too. Their business, one of the businesses being Creative Root and Branch, that you can get a 3-course meal. You get 2 3-course meals for $25, which is a tremendous
you can't do
value.
That.
If you were,
especially from Root and Branch.
Yeah, if you were gonna drive into Orlando, you're probably gonna spend $10-15 on gas. So
you know what's really funny too? I think that I would hope people to understand, like you said, rediscover your community. This is a chance to go try those restaurants you've been meaning to try, the places you've been meaning to try. There's nothing wrong. I think the biggest problem is people freaking out. You know, there really is no reason to. I mean, we need to be safe. It's why we have the guidelines. It's why we're not assembling at church. We're streaming church services. It's why we're shrinking our meetings, right? I mean, the Chambers had to cancel one of our most popular events, the Chamber Breakfast. You know, it's a great event. It's wisdom, right? You don't come out. But I'm seeing a lot of people, they're like hunkering down like it's the zombie apocalypse, you know?
The Chamber is here to help people discover those relationships. Another fun thing that people can do, on our Facebook page, we're giving out a $25 gift certificate every day to a different local business. And it's a contest. We ask people to comment, and then we randomly pick one of those. So I believe today it's Ritter's. There's a $25 gift card for Ritter's.
He's got the contest right here.
So you can go online, make a comment, and you'll be entered. The following day, we'll say who the winner was, and we'll have the next contest. So we're doing a different one every day. Today is Ritter's. I had to go yesterday to pick up the gift card, and so I had dinner at Ritter's last night.
Yeah. Well, I know that you saw them on we featured them yesterday on the show.
Yeah.
I did a whole thing. I'm sure that's why you went, right? Because you saw them here, so you knew a local business that you could go to. You know, kidding aside, and that's one of the things I think that people should. There is media locally that you can see what's going on here. You know, you can switch out of the Orlando mindset. You know, and that's what I think people freak out about. I mean, even there are small. If you drive around, there are still small street vendors selling racks of ribs and things like that. And if you go out, don't feel bad about tipping a server. You know, it's really funny that I find people, you know, my wife and I have been tipping almost 100%, you know, in some cases, you know, and that's because, you know, these servers are dealing with less, but they don't need to. You know, your meetings are canceled. I was at a prayer group this morning. It was 10 people. Okay. Were we pushing the line? I don't know. They were all healthy. We were praying together, but we brought business to a local coffee shop that is open. You know, it's to the Citrus Tower, right? So there are ways that you can support the businesses and still live your life.
And the Chamber is a good resource to find a lot of different categories. So we have about 700 businesses that are members of the Chamber, and they're all listed on our website. So if you go to our Chamber directory on the website, there you will find a lot of categories of businesses. And whether you're looking for a local attorney, you're looking for somebody to do your HVAC system, whatever it is that is your need, we have those businesses here locally.
Do you know, and I always encourage people to do that. Because the truth is, if they're a member of the Chamber, they're a member of the community. You know, if they think far enough ahead to join the Chamber, they're concerned about the things going on in the community. And man, I wanted to talk about 19 other things with you. We've talked about the restaurants in South Lake Strong, but the Chamber is also a great source of information, as I was sharing with you earlier. The Chamber has given me personally a lot of information about what's going on as far as development and growth and in the government, in issues statewide that are affecting us and how we're taking part in that. Tell us a little bit about some of those other things that you might not think about.
Well, the Chamber is here to bring our businesses and our community to the next level, making sure we have good growth for our local businesses and our community. So we're here to be a resource. We're here to be an advocate and make South Lake a better place to be. And we're an advocate certainly of having recreational amenities for our community. South Lake Regional Park has been a long time priority for the Chamber of Commerce, and we need great recreational areas for our community. We need our citizens to be able to be in this community, enjoy this community. So making things like that, funding for our trail, you know, making sure that things continue to move forward and build a stronger community. We are supported by our business members. And so we encourage local business to belong to the Chamber of Commerce. It's an annual fee to belong, but that's how we operate. We operate as a small business ourselves, but we're here for our members, and we're really focused on building a stronger community and bringing local businesses to the next level.
And I have to say that I do know that Shahanez, who you referred to, will be coming out hopefully soon talking about the South Lake Business Awards. That's later in April. But people can reach out and get this information, and I know that membership in the chamber is very affordable because you have a tiered system, and Amanda talked about that. Look, we're running out of time. What I would like you to do is I would say what's next for the chamber, but we're almost out of time. So what would you like to make sure that we talk about?
Well, we have a number of other signature events. We referenced the first two events of the year. We have a number of other things that people can be involved with. We really like to support our teachers in the community. Every year we do Teacher Appreciation Breakfast. It's now a 2-day event. For the last few years, it's been a 2-day event. We do the middle schools and high schools one day, then elementary schools the other day. And it's an opportunity for us to feed those people breakfast and offer them prizes. And there's many opportunities for people to volunteer their time with help assembling the gift bags, donating gifts, sponsorship. So there's many things that people can be involved with that. The Chamber has a hobnob event. So people from our community can come out, meet our elected officials that are running. So on August 3rd, we have our Hobnob event. That's a really fun event. We have that at the Arts and Recreation Center in Claremont, and we invite the whole community to come out. It's a free event. We provide some food, and just a great way to be involved with your community and get to meet those people. You see the names on the ballot, but we want you to meet them and really understand what they stand for. So those things, our Sips and Salsa is coming up again. That's going to be on September 19th. Really fun community event. We encourage people to come out and do that. And one of our longtime signature events is the Taste of South Lake, and that will be here in November. On November 5th, we'll be having that event again. It's just a great opportunity to come out. Over 30 local restaurants. There's local business exhibits there. It's just a great opportunity to bring community together. So while we haven't been able to host our next signature event, there's a lot of things that are coming up, and we're very optimistic about what's to come.
And I think it's very important. I want people to understand, in the light of the situation we're in now, all of those events you just talked about are in the fall. They're after the summer. By this point, you can look forward to those. Don't worry, those aren't moving. We're going to fit in the events we have to move, because we don't do a whole lot in the summer because it's just so darn hot. People are traveling so much. I just want people to understand they can bear with us. And at some point life will get back to normal, probably sooner rather than later. And so these are things you can plan for your business and for attendance.
But the biggest impact that people can help make on the community in the short term is buy local, support local, and be involved in your community.
South Lake Strong. South Lake Strong. David, lastly, I want you to look in this camera and tell people how they can get in touch if they have questions. I'm sure Jay has the contact information on the screen as well.
Sure. David Colby, President and CEO of the South Lake Chamber of Commerce. Our office is right in Claremont at 620 West Montrose Street. And people can reach us at our full service office by dialing 352-394-4191. Go on our website, southlakechamber-fl.com, or visit our Facebook page.
Thank you, David. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
You've been a great guest. Hey, look, you guys all know how much I love the Chamber of Commerce, and I'm terribly serious. Without the Chamber, my business would not be what it is. As a matter of fact, without the Chamber and my involvement with it, I wouldn't be here, because I never would have met Jay. That's all right. The sky is not falling. It's just a sound, okay? I want to also encourage you that David has been a great guest. And if you know somebody that should be a guest on Joe Knows South Lake, please reach out to me. And as a matter of fact, moving forward into the next 2-3 weeks, the next month, I am specifically looking for people to talk about their homeschool, the transition from bricks and mortar school to their homeschool experience, students as well as parents, teachers that can talk about this. For virtual school teachers, I'm working on Florida Virtual School Representative right now. And as we move into April and into Easter, I am doing a special series of guests who are talking from different faiths about how they approach Easter. And so I want you, if you know anybody in these areas that would like to be on Joe Knows South Lake, please let me know. Finally, if you're not branding your business here on South Lake TV, I'm sorry, I don't want to be cruel, but I think you're not very bright. You know, our viewers, we reach 800,000 homes in the South Lake County and surrounding area. If you're doing business here, if your customers come from South Lake, you should be on South Lake TV, and we are more affordable than taking out want ads in a newspaper. So now it's all in your court. That's the end of my shameless plug. Finally, I would like to encourage you, as David has been doing for many years, using his greatness to bring out the greatness in others. I want to encourage you, there's greatness inside you, and you can bring out the greatness in others. Touch a life, and you will change the world. Today, you can touch that life by going out, utilizing your local businesses, supporting your servers, people that are tipped employees, tip them a little extra. So as I was saying, you touch a life, you'll change the world. You may never see the change, but it will change nonetheless. This has been Joe Carlisle and David Colby on Joe Knows South Lake. I will see you tomorrow, and I love you. Bye-bye. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe Knows South Lake. Joe Knows South Lake would like to thank the following sponsors: